Hello and welcome to Gierok Farms. Today is another exciting day on the farm. We're blessed to have a beautiful day. Hopefully some nice weather coming up here. George is hoping to bale some more hay. We're probably going to be doing this in round bales because it'll be heifer feed. We've got some new life here on the farm. Yesterday we had another calf born, and it looks like the other cow in this pasture is about to have her calf too, so we're going to keep an eye on her. Hopefully we'll be able to catch the birth for you guys, so we'll keep watching. So the cow's not letting me get close enough to her to see if I can help her out at all, so we're going to go out to the field and see what George is up to, because if he's almost done then he can come back down. Otherwise I'll give him a ride back down here to help us out. He's up here mowing some pasture, and looks like he mowed the last hayfield over there, and if you can see in the distance way over there, that's the other field. So now he's mowing this knob here, so I better get us out of the way from him because he'll be swooping around. Well, that cow in the yard there is having her calf, but she won't let me get close to her. She's got her feet sticking out about this far. It's the front feet, so that's okay, but...
Well, I'm going to finish here. I'll be done.
Okay, do you want to take them with you?
I guess we can. So we're just mowing pasture here, top of a knob here. So I mowed a little bit on that pasture. Usually I do that, the knobs. And we just set the disc vine up a little higher so we kind of avoid some of the cow pies, but... Well, yeah, so Mother said we got a cow calving, so we're going to finish cutting this and get to that.
Okay, I'll meet you in the yard in a few minutes.
Put you guys back here to watch the mower run. Now, I do this just about every year. Once in a while it gets rained on or something, then we'll just leave it if it doesn't look like it's fit to make. So what we'll do is we'll set the rake up higher too, just to kind of get the bigger part of it, and boy does it ever make those pastures look nice. If you don't mow them, the weeds, the thistle, I mean, all sorts of stuff will just start becoming dominant. So what I don't cut here for baling, we will go with our bush hog. So now we're the last few days of June, so we're gonna wanna get at those Canadian thistle. The Canadian thistle usually starts to head out in early July, somewhere right after the 4th. I don't know, there's some other stuff in here too. You never get ahead of all of it, but you sure can suppress it. But because when the cows started grazing here back in early May, areas like this, they had it mowed down pretty good right away. But then the other grasses on the steeper areas start to come, which I imagine they taste better. And they start focusing more on that, and they just kind of let this stuff grow. So anyway, there'll be new growth. So then later in the fall, what'll happen here, we get to about the middle of October, we start keeping cows in overnight, and we give this whole big area that the dairy cows have to the heifers' dry cows. They may graze here for a month, depending on the weather, but there'll be a lot of growth coming back through that the cows will so-called stick their nose up at probably eventually, kind of thing. It's just how it is. The heifers and dry cows will take advantage of that. And then they won't have to be in what we call back 40 or back 80, which there's a lot more trees back there, places for them to hide their calves, so it's better if we don't have them. So we did cut the rest of the swamp. We call it the swamp, but it's actually the back end of the swamp. There's actually some pretty nice stuff. I manure that whole thing in the fall, and we'll run netting down through here. There's a short stretch in there we put in, so then the back half ends up being for the dry cows and heifers for the rest of the summer, and then this front half, which is down over here, which we made you've probably seen that, where we broke the baler axle. That's that field down here. That'll be for the milking cows until, again, late fall, kind of October time. So yeah, so what you want your pastures to look like hay fields when you get done, and we try our darndest to do that. I think today's world with the machinery being extremely expensive to harvest every little thing and bring it all in and feed those cattle in confinement. It's not something that I care to do any more than I have to. If we can take advantage of grazing and things like that, and being that this is a rougher farm as far as the terrain is concerned, I mean, it's a great way to utilize it and let the cows do a reasonable amount of harvesting, which we still have to mow it, but we don't have that whole cost of plastic and twine and net wrap and picking up bales. And then of course the other side of it, where when you've got to feed the hay, bed the cattle, haul the manure, and then how they put a toll on the facilities. So 6 months of the year our larger animals aren't in that area. They're out in the pastures where they can hide under the trees when it's hot and graze in the evenings, and on the cloudy days out in the opens, and take advantage of that. And it's so much better for their feet and legs. I had a cattle buyer one time. He was an older guy. He was in it his whole life. He said he just loved buying pasture heifers. He said more muscle. And it makes sense. I mean, they're gonna move around. They gotta climb through those hills to fetch their feed, and not just go from the bedding pack to the feed bunk. And the sky really opened up today. We had some clouds, some small little chances of rain, but it was way to the north of us. And if a person had to wait for all that, the way the day's weather's been going, we would never make any hay. And in the next couple of days, they're kind of, tomorrow good, and they're kind of talking small chances in there again. Not a lot of clouds, more sun than clouds, but again, it's nothing widespread or anything like that. So if we did get rain, it's going to be very little. Either way, we're already approaching July. It's kind of time to take a chance and get it done. As far as I'm concerned, this is probably one of the more stressful areas of farming when you're harvesting, especially when your quality depends on the sun, Mother Nature cooperating, giving you several days in a row of sun, and it's always a big guessing game. And I gotta say that one probably beats me up the most. And then of course you got equipment, and equipment we can prevent a lot. Not all of it is in this way, but we can prevent a lot of it. And then there's another side of it, getting good help. There's been questions about that. My boys are all working off the farm, and 2 of them are still living at home and able to help out. Sometimes I think they'd rather be here haying and stuff, but then again, I cannot compete with the pay that they're getting off the farm. This is more of a way of life, and I hear it through your comments. Look, guys, how you missed this. And that's why that's what keeps me going. So we gotta get down, make sure that calf gets born safely. I believe she hasn't been calving very long, but part of the herd I see. Part of it's grazing, part of it's under a tree. And the flies are just starting to get bad now too. I don't blame them one bit. And it's really a tough thing. Flies are a hard thing to control. There's little things we can do to try to, let's say, make it less. Looks like we got quite a bit of feet sticking out, so we're gonna have to give her a hand here. Well, looks like we got the other cow's calf right there with it. Now the key's gonna be, she's gonna want to run away. I'm gonna have to get this twine. Some of you guys will ask, I'm sure there's a veterinarian uses something a little more legit, but this is probably more sanitary than anything else, because the only thing it's touched is hay bale up until now. Anyway, it isn't gonna matter anyway. So we loop it like that. If I get one foot and start to put the pressure on, she will hopefully seize up where she just stops. And then of course, then I got the other twine here in my pocket ready to go. And then I'll get that on, and this is gonna be a successful thing. We just gotta do it now.
She seems to be more interested in the other cow's calf at this point, thinking maybe she already had hers.
We got some results. Now we got to get her sprayed for them flies. But she's got a nice bull calf. I think this is like the 9th or 10th one in a row, which they're worth a premium now anyway. Even heifer calves are worth a premium, but we have no baby calves to feed. The two we got, they're pretty good sizes that don't need milk anymore. See, so that calf's like a minute old. As long as things are coming timely, she probably would have had this herself. It would have maybe been another half hour or so, because the cervix has got to open up. It gets to be a real, they got to put pressure on, you know, so you got to keep the pressure on. So the longer the pressure's on, the more it opens up. She's in excellent shape, this cow. I'm going to think this is 4th calf. Like that one there she had by herself, her mother. Her mother's back there under the trees, but she fed her calf this morning. But anyway, so we'll be watching this. So mother's already dripping milk, which is very normal. Everything looks good. Her placenta will probably come out within hopefully an hour or so, but before the end of this day is always good. That's always a concern, especially in this hot weather. They don't clean. We call that cleaning when that placenta comes out. That starts to decay some and could cause infection, especially during the hot months. But the thing that always amazes me is the instinct that these animals have to know which calf's theirs, to lick that calf, and then for that calf to get up. So maybe in about 10-15 minutes, that calf's gonna be walking around already, be stumbling. By tonight, it could probably be running. By tomorrow, this time, it would be running faster than any person if it was getting chased. So, and it finds the milk. It goes underneath there and nibbles around, and it just somehow knows where it is. Mom doesn't tell it, it's instinct. Pretty smart. You come to see. The cat's just curious. Well, we'll get that fly spray on her, then I'm gonna go find something to eat. See you guys later.
This evening, the cows are grazing on a new piece of pasture for them. It's one of our hay fields that we rotationally graze. Took first crop off, and now the cattle are in here. The cows get to graze in here. They look to be pretty happy. The ladies all look to be really happy out here in the new piece of grass. So the ladies all seem to really be enjoying their time in this new pasture this evening, eating all this fresh young grass. It's always a treat for them to get a new pasture. Thanks for watching Gierok Farms on this wonderful summer evening. We hope you enjoyed some time here with us today. Make sure to like the video and subscribe and share it with someone else you think might enjoy it.